One of the big issues in the presidential campaign, of course, is the future of the U.S. Supreme Court. The winner may be in position to shape the direction of the court for generations. But Chief Legal Correspondent Shannon Breen reports President Obama has already left his mark on courts that may have much more effect on your life.
It's often overlooked, but the nominees to the lower courts in the United States are often one of the most important legacies that a president leaves behind.
And in President Obama's case, the hundreds of federal judges he's added to the lower courts are already having a concrete impact. The Fourth Circuit, which sits just one level below the U.S. Supreme Court and is headquartered in Richmond, Virginia, is a prime example. Previously viewed as one of the most conservative appellate courts in the country, it has drifted significantly to the left, with Democrat appointees now outnumbering their Republican counterparts 2-1. That circuit not only recently struck down North Carolina's voter ID law, but also ruled in favor of a transgender student seeking to use high school bathroom facilities matching the student's gender identity rather than biological gender, a trend that worries conservatives.
The Supreme Court takes very few cases, so there's not an opportunity for them to correct every error that's made. And when you have activist judges throughout the lower levels of the federal judiciary, that can have a very damaging effect on the American system and the rule of law.
The president has successfully seated a total of 329 federal judges during his 2 terms, all of them lifetime appointments. When he took office, only 3 appellate courts had more democratically appointed judges than Republican appointees. Now, 9 of the 13 circuits do. The U.S. Supreme Court hears only 70 to 80 cases a year, making the lower courts even more important as they handle hundreds of thousands of cases each year, often representing the final word on critical issues. And it's not just the cases they decide, it's how they decide them, crafting the framework for how legal disputes will be handled going forward.
President Obama's nominees to the Supreme Court in particular will be a legacy for him, not just because they might cast more liberal votes than justices that a conservative president would have put on, but also because the way that they talk about the law, the way they talk about the Constitution.
President Obama also worked to remake the D.C. Circuit by forcing through, with the help of then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, 3 nominees. Reid changed the rules of the Senate in order to make that happen. One of the key issues that circuit considers, the use of executive power. Brett.